On the fucking Ocho? Where do you even find this game?
See, I'm very high on Navy. Navy beat the shit out of UAB last week.
You didn't go to college. I am fucking killing this year in college, right? You're pissing me off, Jake.
Oh my God! The clown's talking to me. You're talking to greatness, kid. You're talking to greatness.
I fucking hate betting on college football, so when I try to use logic, I just fucking lose. So give me
10
That
to
Sunday night
fucking
Dolphins
9?
game might have been more
Are you
entertaining.
kidding me? I'd rather fucking re-enlist than fucking watch that game over again.
I think Bo Nix had 50-something passing yards for the whole game, if I'm not mistaken.
Cheers. That's all I gotta say there.
What is up, everybody? It is your favorite degens back with another weekly video. This week we're going over the divisional round. I'm your host, Jared the Bear. With me is the Candle King himself and Dennis the Menace, Dennis Orf, the Algo boy himself. Jake got stuck at work, so I will be running the ship this week, which means that it's probably just going to be a better show overall. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Gucci's traveling, so he doesn't have his normal setup. So if he sucks or he lags out, we can just blame it on hotel Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm on the advanced hotel Wi-Fi as a Marriott Gold member now. Thank you very much.
Oh, I got that gold status, you say?
That gold.
How was y'all's weekends? Everything good?
No, I'm tired.
Same.
I was in Pittsburgh all last week. Left Pittsburgh this morning. Just got to Denver. Crazy fucking snowstorms coming through. So if you're in Denver, fucking hunker down tonight. Grab you some beers. Watch the show.
Hell yeah! I see you drinking a Red Bull. Are you preparing for a long night of gaming or what?
A long night of drinking. I flew Emily out. We flew in at the same time. She flew in from San Antonio. So yeah, we're gonna hunker down at the bar here after a couple of free gamers.
Hell yeah, Dennis, how you been?
Long college classes starting this week, so last week was a lot of preparing. And
Lovely. All right, well, let's get into it, guys. We are not going to discuss last week very much or very long because fuck that. It was a nightmare. I'm not even going to pull up the spreadsheet. I don't think we need to do that. I think everybody would agree with me with that. So we're just going to say that we didn't hit a whole lot. A lot of crazy things happened. Texans beat the hell out of the Chargers. Ravens beat the hell out of the Steelers. Nobody really saw that coming. You know,
the Rams beat the Vikings.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of red on our sheet, so not even worth pulling up. But what we are going to get into is who's the clown of the week. And I'm going to make an executive decision here since I'm running the show today. The clown of the week is Jake for not being here.
Ooh.
Yep, sucks to suck, bud. Oh, so sorry. I'm not putting that fucking hat on. It should have been me. I'm not putting that fucking hat. I'm not fucking leaving.
I was gonna join just to fucking yell at you.
Probably. It's all right. It's whatever. But before we get into this coming week, chug your Monster, chug your or Red Bull, your Canadian fucking ginger ale. It's my birthday weekend, so I plan on not being sober very long.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh shit.
And with that,
that's fun.
Did someone say 6'4"? I'm kidding. All right, let's use that.
Somebody said 6'4".
Share screen.
This beer just exploded. The Rockies are too cold.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that was possible. The Rockies can get too cold.
The Rockies are too cold.
What does that do? All right, sweet, perfect. Just how we wanted it.
Look at this.
What?
Who's this guy talking shit to you, Bolton?
What's that? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Damn, y'all losing some hair over there, ain't you? I got some hair. I got a full head. We're making it happen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm chilling.
Saucy sauce. How dare you? Anyways, with this week, we'll get into it. I'm gonna let Gucci go first. Chiefs, Texans. What do you got? What do you like?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has never lost in the divisional round. There's a reason why. He is the greatest of this time playoff performing quarterback. I strongly believe that the Chiefs come out and handily win this early and just kind of coast the rest of the way out. I don't think they cover because it's a 8.5 point spread, and based on the Texans defense, what we saw last week, they were rolling. So I think the Chiefs win this by 4-6 realistically. And I have who did I take? I literally did this as like I walked into my hotel.
Yeah, you should
I
remember all
I
the
got a
picks you
no
just put up
grade.
seconds
Yeah,
ago.
that's true. It's been a long day, Brandon. I've been up since fucking 3 a.m. I got a Noah Gray touchdown because that sneaky motherfucker could always randomly score a touchdown.
Kurt Mixon could be out. If that's huge, then it's literally called just Nico Collins and company. I mean, who else is on that team? I don't know. Everybody else is banged up. Dennis, what's the outcome?
That's fun.
Algo's got this as a extremely close game with the new Algo updates. I simulated each game 100,000 times, and it has the Chiefs winning only 59% of those. So about 59,000 games as the Chiefs winning. It's gonna be close. It's got the Chiefs winning, a lot of passing, but biggest thing is it's got it. The algorithm's got it within 2 points. So I think we definitely saw the Texans kind of waking up in the first bit, and the Chiefs have still yet to be overly impressive all season. So I've got the Chiefs, but with a close eye on them.
This is what's scary because all of us have the same exact picks across the board. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think they're going to win it in Chiefs fashion this year, where they are not going to cover. I think the under hits. I think this is a sloppy game. I think the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes hasn't played since what, Christmas? Looks like Jake's got the same thing across the board. The under. He's got Xavier Worthy scoring. I don't really see that happening unless it's on a jet sweep. I think D Hop is the better receiver, and I think D Hop is going to try to win himself his first Super Bowl. I think he's going to have a hell of a playoff run. So that's my prediction. I see Kelsey TD down there. That's another good one. He's kind of showed up as of late, but kind of a down year for him.
I definitely think they're going to look on target more because I think that the Texans might accidentally ignore him a little bit because of his down of the year.
I hope so.
I feel like Travis did this a lot last postseason too, where he didn't really turn it on until the conference championship game, and then of course the Super Bowl. He had a pretty decent game.
I think it's just his age. I think he knows that he can probably just fucking coast in and then give it all, so that way he's not banging up his body for 17 weeks prior to the playoffs. Probably not a bad idea, especially if you're on a winning team.
Yeah, and the last 2 months of the season, the Chiefs ran a bunch of double tight end sets with Kelsey being basically just a fucking big ass decoy,
Yeah.
and in specifically the red zone I'm talking about. And that's when you saw a lot of your D Hop touchdowns and a lot of your Noah Gray touchdowns because no one thinks about Noah Gray ever.
Right.
And there's even like a mic'd up moment of Travis just being like, "Look at me, like I'm right here. Look at me, like." And there's like 3 fucking defenders on him. left somebody underneath, wide open, easy walk in. So I feel like that could happen a lot this game. On Travis's podcast a couple weeks ago, he did say that they were saving some things, some plays, and some designations for the playoffs. I do think this is the most rested they've been. So that's why I do have them winning. But I mean, 8.5 points for a team that hasn't shown it yet. I'd rather be wrong this week and then with a big ass fucking spread than just take the spread or take them to cover and then just be like, we're still the Chiefs. We're still going to win by a field goal.
Yeah, it's still Arrowhead too.
Yeah,
and it's going to be like a real feel of 10 degrees. It's not going to be enjoyable for those Houston City boys. Jerry's in the chat. What's up, Jerry? He said 21-13 Chiefs. Kind of have to agree. I think it's going to be something along those lines. With that, Dennis, give us the Lions and Commanders game. What do you got?
I've got the Lions. As much as I have been a hopeful for the Commanders, and they showed up against the Buccaneers despite Dialgo. I think the Commanders have a chance, but the algorithm has the Lions quite dominantly, 93%, almost 94% on this win, winning 21-14. But just outperforming them on offense. They actually has the Commanders with more rushing yards by just a bit, but Lions more total yards. But I mean, if we look at this real, I mean, Lions have played consistent ball all consistently. They played good football. The Commanders occasionally play really good games, but they just do not have that same consistency. So I think even if the Commanders come out hot, just the Lions going to be able to bleed them out and just let them make mistakes, and the Lions will take it. I mean, I don't think there's much question there. But with that, I am having the Lions not covering because I think the Commanders, I mean, they definitely have the ability to make this a closer game, especially with 8.5. I think they can definitely keep this within a score. And I think it's going to be a lot of defense coming into play this game, keeping them on the under.
I'm gonna have to agree with most of what you said. So I have the Lions winning. I have them not covering just because it is a playoff matchup, and we have seen that the Commanders are a real team. I mean, shit, they're one of 4 NFC teams, so they're a real team. 8.5 is just too much for a playoff game for me. I don't. That's just too rich for my blood. I do think that this game turns into a shootout, though. I think the Lions' defense is banged up. They've got a lot of banged up secondary. You know, they don't have a pass rush since they've lost Aiden Hutchinson. And I think that this game is just going to be fucking 42-35. It's going to be a lot.
I can see it. Yeah, definitely.
With that, somewhere in there of their 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdown game, Jahmyr Gibbs will sneak one in. He'll get his. The other 4 touchdowns, I don't know where they're going to come from. It could be St. Brown. It could be a Jamo Williams deep ball. All of those I wholeheartedly expect to happen. I just think that the Commanders are going to keep this within 8.5, just solely, of them just riding high on what they're doing. And they're playing really good ball, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead, Dennis.
No, I can definitely see this becoming like a thing where the Commanders come out and they just play their great offense and just kind of get the Lions on their heels. And the Commanders' defense hasn't been extraordinary all season either, so I do definitely see the over as a big possibility. But in a playoff game, I just see there being more like sound football being played, and there just being a lot of heavy defense.
Gooch, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on par with everyone else here. I wholeheartedly believe the Lions are going to win this game. They are at home, which is fairly new to them as of recent last couple years. Think back when we were 5 years younger, that you would never expect the Lions, 1, to be in the playoffs, and 2, to be at home. But just the way they're just dismantling teams, and good teams at that. Then they've been doing it all year. Fresh off the bye, yeah, they're banged up in a lot of places, especially on their defense. But something about this Lions team feels too dominant, if that makes sense to me.
They got that dog in them. That's what it is. They got that dog in them.
It's that fucking that head coach that they got over there, fucking
Dan Campbell,
nuts in the wheelbarrow, fucking of a head coach. I do have them covering, just because I do expect them to come off fresh off the bye. They're rolling. You just saw what they did 2 weeks ago to their division rival for the 1 seed, which everyone thought was going to be a close game at the time. But I have the under here just because 55.5 is a lot for a playoff game. And yes, I know it's a dome, and yes, I know both these defenses are bad. But a lot of these super high over-unders, like 53 plus or 52.5 plus, really scare the shit out of me, because that's like you need everything to go right for it to hit the over. And I don't see the Commanders putting up more than 20 points in this game, because you got to think the Commanders are still the Commanders. Junior Daniels is having a hell of a rookie season, and their offense has been really good. But I think they're two Hail Marys away from not being in the playoffs. So you got to take that into account against probably the best team in the NFC.
It's hard to argue the over under what you said there because 55. So let's think about it. A 21-28 ball game is considered a high scoring game in most NFL games, and that only puts you at 49. So it is pretty hard to get at 55. But well, all right, Jude, look at that. You got a compliment there, Gooch.
Dude, hit my DMs. I got something for you.
Hey yo, hey yo.
What up, Petey? Pizza in the chat. What's up?
PD, what's going on, brother?
Jake has the Lions covering and the over and a scary Terry TD. I guess he expects the Lions. If they're going to cover, that means, let's say the Commanders score 20. He's expecting the Lions to cover fucking 35, 36 points. That's a lot. Ugh. I think he may just be maybe hedging his bets here.
I think so.
Next on the docket, this is one of the hardest ones for me to pick, was this Rams and Eagles game. I'll start it off by saying I think the Rams are playing damn good football. They are getting healthy. That team looked fucking terrifying last week. The way that they had 11 sacks on Sam Darnold, that dude was running for his fucking life.
Dying.
Yeah, it was a lot. I personally did not want to pick the Eagles here because I hate the Eagles. But I think playing at home in the playoffs means a lot, especially in the divisional round. It's going to be tough for the Rams to get their pass rushers really going because the great equalizer to a pass rush is running the ball. And they've got a running back that was just shy of 2,000 by quite literally 100 and something yards, if that. So with that, I think Saquon is going to have to put this team on his back. If he gets stuffed early for 2-yard carries and they have to get away from the run game, I think the Eagles should be fucking terrified. And I think the Rams have a really good shot of coming out there and winning. I think, Matthew Stafford's playing out of his mind. Puka Nakua is doing his thing. They're just kind of moving on all cylinders. But I think still playing at home, I'm going to have to give the edge to the Eagles. I don't think they cover. I think that this is a field goal game. And 43.5, I take the over. I still see this as a 21-28 ball game. And, give me who's probably going to be the offensive player of the year in Saquon. Give me his TD. Gooch, what do you got?
What are those odds on Saquon?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I just threw people out there who I think are going to score.
By the way, if you bet that last week, I'm so sorry. If you bet Saquon anytime touchdown last week, you got fucking sharked. But I got the Rams win this game, and for one reason, and for one reason only. It's because fuck the Eagles. I will never pick the Eagles in the playoff game to win. That's just in my blood. It's in my nature. I fucking hate them. Can't stand them. But yeah, you made some really good points. Talking about how if they
minus 170 though, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. If the Rams can early contain Saquon to 2 to 3 yard rushes in the first and second quarter and put up at least 10 points within those first 2 quarters, I feel like it's a pretty fucking close ball game. Everyone has been harping on the fact that Jalen Hurts hasn't really been throwing the ball. Shut up, Jerry. Hasn't been throwing the ball great as of recent. But he had that one kind of game where he was like, all right, look, I can fucking throw the ball 260 yards. But I think that a lot of people do underestimate the Rams, and I think a lot of people last week underestimated the Rams, as was I.
We all did.
With one. Yeah.
We all did.
I do have the over because I feel like this could easily be like a last second shootout because it's only at 43.5, so this could be a 24-20 game. I see like a last second touchdown, hitting over. Hopefully for the Rams, to win it.
That's great.
And what this man, you gotta think. You gotta look at this pick solely for me from a fucking just pure hatred point. I will never ever pick the Eagles to win any playoff game.
You just losing money, but
Dennis, what do you got?
First I'm gonna start with the fact that the Rams offensive and defensive stats are in the bottom half of the league.
What about the last 2 weeks?
fuck the last 2 weeks, bro. Like, okay, yeah, 2 good games against.
You of all people being a Giants fan know that if teams click at the right time and squeak into the fucking playoffs at 9-7, you can win a bowl.
You can. I'm not saying they can't, but what I'm saying is that it's just not. I mean, it's not the craziest last 2-week teams they beat. I mean, the Vikings were on a downhill pretty heavy after that loss to the Lions. Fucking who else? Like,
I think they played Seattle.
yeah. I don't remember that game being fantastic. Like, the Rams, they had a good game, a good showing against the Vikings in the playoffs, and that one's a little overhyped. The algorithm, out of 100,000 games, have been winning 77.
Total?
Yes. It's got the Eagles beating them 23-12, and just dominating in every aspect. Yeah, the Eagles have played great football. They're a top 2 defense. Offensively, they get the job done. They've got a lot of weapons in every avenue. I just don't see this being I think there's a 10% chance it's a close game for the Rams, but I just am confident that the Eagles win this handily for sure. But again, I'm taking the under on all these games just because playoff games, like, I don't think there's going to be any crazy like risk being taken for just like these high scoring games. And again, the Eagles are a better defensive team than they are an offensive team still. I mean, and we saw the Rams. I mean, the Rams did show a defense last week. So, I mean, they could hold the Eagles to a lower scoring game. Even at the 43 mark, I just don't think the Rams are going to do enough to get this to the over. And I think they have a decent enough defense to slow the Eagles down from hitting the over.
What if I told you there was 2 to 4 inches of snow landing as the game's taking place?
I think the under is even more likely.
I agree. All right, give us let us hear what the algo's got for the Ravens and Bills.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it's got the Ravens winning 23-17 with winning 94,000 games out of 100,000. Got the Bills winning only 6,000 games of the simulations. It's got the Ravens just putting almost 60 more total yards than them, and really coming through on the rushing yards for the Ravens. And I assume that's coming from both Henry and Lamar Jackson. Passing yards pretty even, but the thing is that if you look at it, the Ravens have beaten consistently have beaten better record teams than the Bills have over the season. So that's something to look at. And so, yeah, it's got the Ravens winning, which on offense, statistically, they're pretty even. On defense, where'd it go? I'm losing myself. Even the Ravens have just an edge. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a great game to watch, personally. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. These are both fun offensive teams to watch all season. I mean, you got holy shit, I'm tired.
Spit it out.
Josh Allen, fucking getting 3 different TDs in a game for the first time like ever. Like, so I mean, both these teams are gonna do a lot. I think you're gonna see a lot of running from Lamar because he's even talked about how like he just needs to like trust himself more. He just fucking run the ball when he needs to.
Yeah.
And that just having that dual threat with Henry, and I'm also having targets in his receivers and tight ends. I think the Ravens have the threat to kind of pick apart that we've seen this Bills defense kind of get picked apart a little bit when you start attacking it in the midsection of the field. So I definitely see the Ravens being able to do that.
Gooch, go ahead. What do you got?
I got the Bills in this game, strictly because of Josh Allen's campaign he's put on this year. You look at Josh Allen versus the Ravens in his career; he is 1-3, with most of those losses coming in the regular season. And his most recent win being against the Ravens coming in 2022. So everything is kind of stacked against the Bills, but it is in Buffalo. That home field advantage is something the Bills pride themselves on. Yes, the Ravens are also an outside Northeast team, so that yes, before you counteract. I I do think that the spread's 1.5. I think for a reason. I don't think there's going to be a lot of throwing in this game from Lamar. So another fun one would be Lamar under or whatever his fucking passing yards is. I do think that if the Bills can get ahead early, I think that's when they're at their best. The combo with Josh Allen taking off on second and third downs from short yardage, like designated design QB runs, and then mixing it up, a little slant here, a little slant there. Oh, here's James Cook handoff, word to Jerry. James Cook's really deadly from the 30-yard line and in for that Bills offense, which if you watch any Bills game on primetime, you'll see like, oh shit, James Cook fucking goes off.
He's fast too. When he fucking hits that hole, he's hitting it already full gear.
I do think this is a very, very close game down to the wire. I just think it's Josh Allen's time. I feel like if the Ravens were going to win, it would have been last year. I think he's up. Plus I want to see the rematch between the Chiefs and the Bills next week. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah,
I think the Bills come out and I think they show the world why they are who they are. I think that this is too easy. I like the Ravens, I really do. Their defense is suspect as it has been all year. They've been playing better as of late. I know the algorithm's going to tell me that the Ravens defense has been playing decent. Whatever. Let's
and
not
then
forget.
Just look at the stats. You can just look at the numbers for that.
Yeah, not a very good defense. When you just watch them, actually watch them. With that, I think the Bills are going to win this. If you are a table that you buy from Walmart to use at tailgates, you should be very terrified if you are in the Buffalo community. There's no table safe. There's no table safe this weekend. This is also the Sunday night game because everybody knows this is going to be a dogfight. This is the game everybody's going to tune into. The 51.5. I like the idea of everybody running. I just don't think either team stops each other from running. I think this is going to be an over, and both teams collectively, each team has over 200 rushing yards between Lamar and Henry and James Cook and Josh Allen. I think both teams are going to be well over the 100 mark at least, and I think they're going to both be scratching at 200 by the time the dust settles. With that, I have Josh Allen punching himself one in, probably late in the game when they need it the most, and the Bills are going to rely on their superstar to do that. It looks as if Jake's pretty much following the same sentiment I am, except he's a huge Khalil Shakir fan for whatever fucking reason. He's been really good he's been good. He's Josh Allen's number one target. But I don't know that I would parlay him to score a touchdown. Gooch, next on the docket, we've got Ohio State versus Notre Dame Monday night. 8.5-point spread over under 46.5.
Yeah, I got Ohio State. I feel like they've had the tougher schedule. I think they're the better all-around team. I got them covered because they looked extremely impressive in their win against my Texas Longhorns. Very sad day for that. I like the over here because I think this game is closer to 48 and 50 than it is 46.5. If it doesn't hit the over, it's because Notre Dame lays a fucking egg on national television. And this is just me. I have no biases against Notre Dame or Ohio State or anything. Which if you have been watching and following the pod, a lot of my picks are fucking heartfelt based. But I feel like this is going to be the same type of game as it was that Georgia versus TCU.
Oh no, you think it's going to be a fucking slacking?
Yeah.
Also, what's up, Spicy? See you in the chat. What up? Also, Gooch, I have Spicy's address for you for the candle from last week.
I will be back home in a week, so expect that. And see Spicy, expect that candle in like 2 weeks, brother. I'm sorry, I'm traveling a lot.
Dennis, give me what you got. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Where we at?
Notre Dame. And so it's a fun prediction from the algorithm, actually. It's got Notre Dame 75,000 out of 100,000 simulations winning. But It's got them having 10 more total yards. It's got Ohio State winning in the passing game, but it's got Notre Dame dominating them on the rushing. And it's got it extremely close. It's predicting Notre Dame 22, Ohio State 20. And it's taking into account that the average win, on average, they've beaten teams. The average win count of Notre Dame has been 8.8, so rounds up to 9. Average win of teams Ohio State's beaten 9.2, so a little bit higher. Ohio State's lost to slightly better teams, so it's definitely a close game, and I think that Notre Dame is just a little too underrated by the public eye, even at this point still. I can't stop coughing. And so, I definitely don't think they're underdogs at all. I think there's going to be a very close matchup, and I definitely agree with the fact that I think Notre Dame is just going to run their way into a win with this, which is going to keep it in that under for the total game.
My only concern with everything you just said was your last statement. If you watch the Ohio State versus Texas game, Texas is a very above average running team this year, and they stopped the fuck out of them a lot. And if you watch the Notre Dame game last time they played in their bowl game, Notre Dame was getting absolutely fucking dominated on the line on both sides. And it just, I didn't see enough. Yes, credit, they did win. They got here. But a last second field goal from 55 plus to beat a lesser team than, Texas was, comparing. I feel like that was their kind of Cinderella moment. That's why I'm just kind of taking Ohio State. I feel like they're hotter and better.
I get what you're saying, but I think that Notre Dame over just the last few weeks, I mean, they've figured shit out, and having a close game. I mean, it's not, you can't say that it was a bad team that gets a close game, and every team plays there's just that little bit of rock, paper, scissors when it comes to football, teams being better than others in different ways. So you can have a close team, you can have a close game against a worse team and then beat a better team more than you beat a worse team because you're just better matching that team. And I think that's going to happen here with Ohio State.
I like Ohio State to win this. I don't think they cover the 8.5, but I do think that they win this, and I do like Jeremiah Smith to score. I think that, everybody has already stated that this is going to be a running game. That's going to be Notre Dame's bread and butter. It's been that way all year. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to come out here and try to smash mouth football. When you look at Ohio State's roster and the amount of 5-star blue chip caliber people that are on that team versus Notre Dame, sorry, the Catholics are probably not coming away with this win just solely on just talent alone. I think it is close. I think Notre Dame will keep it close solely because Ohio State's not going to have 12 possessions of the ball because Notre Dame's going to hold on to it forever. So I think Jeremiah Smith probably gets the defense lacking, one play a corner accidentally, falls down or something. Who knows? He's going to fucking get open. That dude is nasty with his routes. And he's only a sophomore. He still has one more year to go, and that dude is silky smooth with his routes. That dude is awesome. So I think that Ohio State's going to win this solely off of just talent alone. And also, who really cares? It's Notre Dame. Go pick a fucking conference. Stop being a loser.
Did you know that Notre Dame is Our Lady?
That would make sense considering they're Catholics.
Are they from? Is she from Paris? She's Our Lady.
She's French. Also, Indiana, only 2 losses are the 2 teams in the national championship. I like the Indiana team, but to be fair, I don't know that Indiana would have fared well against most of the teams in the CFP bracket. Still, I mean, good for Indiana. They can hang their hat on that, but I don't think that they would have been able to run through anybody but about Boise State and Arizona State at that.
Yeah.
With that, we have finished all of this, so you know what time it is, boys. It is beer chug. Let's do it. We'll do a DFS real quick and get out of here. Let everybody enjoy their weekend. I'm going to go get tanked. All right. Let's look up some DFS. Share screen. Uh-huh. Okay. So as you guys know, we like to do a lineup. We're trying to just win $1 million. That's how we do it. With this, we kind of have a method to our madness. It kind of hits sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But we like to start with the players, or in this case, defense, and try to get some of this stuff out of the way. And then from here, we can start trying to save money for our superstars. So with this defense, boys, everything is actually a pretty wide range.
I hate all of these. Give me Houston.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We think
Yeah.
this is going to be a low-scoring game, so I don't mind that pick. Next, we'll do tight end. Who do we think's gonna? We want to double down on the Noah Gray.
That's risky. I like
Yeah,
it.
but it's
Risky,
gonna save
stupid
us
cheap.
$2,000 if we want somebody worth a damn. Zach Ertz hasn't done shit. Dallas Goedert's been
No.
okay. I don't like Mark Andrews and Likely because I don't know which one they're fucking game planning for.
Or either. I mean, Mark Andrews has been on a tear. That's why he's second up there the last couple weeks.
Get a lot of targets. I don't know if he's worth it. Would Noah Gray definitely could have a. They could do what they do and just using Kelsey as that decoy. And Gray just gets fucking.
I think Kelsey gets the yards, but I think Noah Gray gets the touchdown.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I also don't want a tight end that's only going to give me 6 fantasy points.
7 with the
Do we want to dish out the extra 900 and just get Dallas Goedert?
I don't think he's one would go up for. I mean, there's just like it's either like top or bottom. Like it's like, I literally think it's either top 2 or Gray.
I don't think there's gonna be much throwing in that game, Bolton. And I don't trust Jalen Hurts to fucking throw me a beer from 2 feet in front of me. I hate that.
All right.
Like I say Mark Andrews or Noah Gray.
I mean, we do
I'd
have
Noah
Dalton
Gray,
Schultz.
'cause
We do have Dalton
No.
Schultz.
No. In KC, like in Kansas City, I have a hard time believing that the Texans get anything going.
Okay. All right, we're going to do Noah Gray to save money so we can get better receivers. So with that, what quarterback do we like and who are we going to marry him to? I kind of like Jaden Daniels just for the fact that he's in a fucking dome. Everybody else is going to be somewhere cold.
Why not save fucking $700 and we just go golf?
Well, it looks like he's going up against a pretty good defense, though. I don't hate golf. We could do golf. I don't hate golf.
Commanders have some of the lowest passing yards allowed.
Yeah.
The second lowest passing yards allowed out of all these teams.
They let fucking Cooper Rush beat them.
When?
Talking about the Texans. Or not I'm sorry, the Commanders.
The Commanders beat Cooper Rush the last week of the season.
Yeah, the last week of the season, but I'm talking about like it was. I mean, the Cowboys didn't play anybody. They fucking played Trey Lance that game.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Jaden and Terry.
I like Jaden.
Well, let's just marry those two together. Huh?
Is this where we're spending our money?
No. I mean, we could go more expensive. I mean, if we do Josh Allen, right?
The Lions have
Amon-Ra is more than $700 than Scary Terry, so we're not saving money.
The Lions have the second highest pass yards allowed out of these teams. So I mean, there's definitely a chance that Jaden's able, especially with the threat, like his dual threat. There's definitely a chance where he's just able to chop dice him out like that.
If Terry and Arnold is covering Scary Terry, Terry and Arnold's getting fucking cooked.
I think that's a good combo.
I like it. All right, let's get running backs out of the way.
Okay.
All right. Where are we thinking? Well, these people don't matter. Okay, so we're trying to hover somewhere around here.
Like Kareem Hunt.
You want Kareem Hunt? You think he has a game?
Yeah, it's like gonna be like fucking 4 degrees in Kansas City.
You think him over Pacheco? Well, he does catch out of the backfield. Pacheco doesn't really do that.
I don't like having 2 Kansas City players.
Okay. I like Eckler more than I do Robinson. I really don't like any of these.
I don't like any of them.
I mean, the cheapest
It
good
is.
option, the most expensive we're going to be able to go at running back is going to be James Cook.
Let's go James Cook, and then
Okay.
real quick, go grab a receiver. I know we're on running backs, but go grab fucking Jake's Khalil Shakir.
Khalil Shakir. Okay.
Save us a little bit, you know.
We're
We
actually
got a lot of
doing
stuff.
pretty good on money. We got 6,500 average. I also like D-Hop here, which would save us even more money.
I don't like having two Kansas City players that aren't running backs.
All right. Well, fucking hold off on that then. I guess I'll
Okay.
go fuck myself.
Can we? Oh,
I was gonna say Keon Coleman. He's been sneaky good last couple weeks.
What do you got?
Well, De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown has been cooking too.
I'm saying we've got a good average remaining. Could take just another good running back here, I guess, because Washington has been bad against the run all season. If we're able to grab one of the Detroit, I mean, I understand it's split, but I think it's being less. It's a lot less split than it was.
All right. So now I don't hate De'Ami Brown because that gives us 76,
Yeah.
and that'll let us get Nico or Puka. Probably Nico.
I like Puka. No, I like Puka more than that.
No, it's snowing. It's going to be 4 inches of snow. I don't know.
And it's not going to be fucking
Why don't we just get a
0
mock?
degrees.
Let's just get a
I
mock.
like that.
I like that.
Look at that. Now we've got
Yeah,
400
yeah.
extra to spend if we want on, like, let's say, tight end. What does that put us at?
I don't think there's anyone worth going up for.
No, there's not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for $400. Yeah.
We could probably do defense. I kind of think the Texans' defense, though, is going to...
in our price range.
What if instead of Shakir, we get someone else?
Let's look. That would put us Xavier. I like Shakir over Xavier Worthy and
Didn't
Kupp.
Cooper Kupp absolutely fucking cook that fucking white boy for the fucking Eagles last time they played?
When was the last time?
They played, yeah, week 12.
Yeah, he had 8 receptions, 11 targets, 60 yards, and he had a rushing.
He had a touchdown.
Touchdowns. That's
Yeah, he had a touchdown.
Oh,
He had a touchdown.
yeah, 60 yards and a touchdown.
And 8 catches.
Yeah. So, I mean, is Cooper Najee really going to be on him, though? You think they probably shake that up? I think Khalil Shakir is the better and safer pick. I mean, this dude, his ceiling's not as high. Yeah, you know what? I think we are going to have to shoot for the moon here.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to shoot for the moon. That puts us right at 0.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like that a lot.
All right. There it is, boys. It is in.
Yeah.
Jerry says, do you think adding NFL games to the schedule is good or bad for the game? The last regular week of the season was bad this year. No, I hate it. They're talking about going all the way up to 20. Fuck that shit. I don't like that shit at all.
It'll be 20 weeks, but it'll be 18 games played with 2 buys. I love that idea. I think it should be 18 games and 2 buys.
I don't think that's bad at all.
With 18 weeks and 2 buys, that puts the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend, which means everybody has Monday off. So that'll be National Hangover Day.
No matter, the last week of the season is just bad because it's the last week. You got so many teams that don't need to care about
teams that are already in the playoffs. They're not fucking.
Like, no matter how long the season's going to be, there's always going to be that last week where, like, some teams it matters, some teams it doesn't.
Yeah, it's been that way for years. Yeah, the last week of the season sucks for that exact reason. People are playing for shit. People aren't. Who cares? I think, though, you add games and add buys, I think only makes everything better. With that, let's get a beer chug in real quick, boys. All right. Is anybody good at praying?
You're the host. You got to run it.
Yeah, fuck. All right. It's somewhere in here. Let's get this stupid prayer out of the way. This is Jake's idea, by the way. All right, everybody grab a beer. Take your hats off. Gooch. Let's get this degenerate prayer out of the way. Oh, gambling gods, please let us not get fucking tore apart like we did last week and make us all look like clowns. Let us all hit in the green. May our DFS team win $1 million, and then we can all retire and not have to do this shit anymore. May Ohio State beat the hell out of Notre Dame. Sorry, actually, probably not good praying to you about that for the Catholics, but it is what it is. Let us all get drunk this weekend. Let Gucci have fun in Denver, and let's watch some fucking football. Cheers, boys.
Hell yeah.
Great prayer. Great prayer.
Tried my best. With that, we're getting out of here, guys. It was a short show. We didn't have Chatty Cathy Jake in here. He's out there working, making that bread. So can't hate him for that. But your loyal degenerates were here. Don't worry. We'll be back next Friday to talk about how good we did. I'm not even going to say bad. There's not going to be a fucking lick of red on the fucking spreadsheet next week. We're going to kill it. With that, we're out. Thanks, guys.